I'm going to beat this game tonight. I have this level and then the final boss fight left, I believe. So, I'm gonna do my best to beat them as quickly as possible. I'm assuming it's gonna take me about an hour or two.
The graveyard of ships. Somewhere among this haunted mess, a fearsome specter waits.
Well, there he is.
Oh. Who dares disturb the flag?
It's me, SpongeBob, sir.
I don't need any cookie.
But I'm not a Shell Scout.
Look, kid, I'm too disturbed to scare the bejesus out of you right now.
What's the matter?
It's these darn robots. They've thrown me off my own ship, they have. Being thrown off your own ship is like having your pants pulled down in front of casual acquaintances. It's a sad, sad thing. Now those robots have got their own pirate ship, and they're blasting away at each other.
Is there anything I can do to make you feel better?
Well, now that you mention it, get up to my ship and use the cannons to single-handedly defeat the robots. Any questions?
Is that adorable hat available in a size 3?
No, but if you do this, a golden spatula.
SpongeBob to mission control, the launch is a go. Opening presents.
So far, so good.
Cha-ching!
Music, it's not too bad.
You've just met the Sponginator. Pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
Oh, I see. That's what it wants me to do. I'm never gonna have enough to unlock a fucking movie theater with this shit. Oh, I have to stop it from spilling?
I feel like a new sponge. Say hello to my little bubble friend.
Ah.
Up for a game of sponge ball?
God damn it, I don't think I can make it without rolling. Doesn't seem possible. It could be if I cheat it. No, it must be backwards. I was hoping if it bounced me forward, I could have done it. Let's see, the optional objective for this level is to destroy 4 cannons. There's at least 2 golden spatulas that I know of, and I'm pretty sure this level ends in a boss fight. If the weeds didn't knock me into the air for absolutely no reason, this wouldn't be too bad. I hope the later end of this level gets more interesting because, if I'm gonna be entirely honest, this level lacks character. It's got the atmosphere right, but it is just not there. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're trying too hard with the spooky theme, that they're just like, we want to scare you, but this game's not scary, so that doesn't get done the way I bet it's intended to, as well as I just don't feel like it is. Like some games, I mean, when they get near the end, they kind of rush it. I think that's kind of what this feels like. Not so much that it's rushed, but it's not done as well as. And that should be all I need. Oh. Wait a sec. That leads back. There's just a spatula chilling over here. That's kind of neat. A little lazy though. That makes me feel like this is a bit rushed. So Sandy's needed to get that sock.
SpongeBob to mission control, so launch you to go.
Well, that's how to choose that.
Take that! Fresh like a spring breeze. I love opening presents. Kabam!
I don't think I've seen a changing station yet. God fucking damn it. Good fucking god. What?
Sometimes pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
he's just fucking dead, but I see where it's spawning them. Okay, that one was a bit of a cheese deal. I also didn't know that I couldn't just straight hit the big guys. That's a little disappointing. What's up, buddy? Kill the big guy. Is it just me or does it move? Okay, so this is me turning with the left stick. See how slow it is? This is me turning with the right stick. See a difference there? Oh, it respawns too fast. That should work.
I feel like a new sponge.
What? I guess I'll take the hit. Nope. Think. Oh, so that opens stuff up. Still looking for a change machine. Did I miss one at the start of the flow? Oh, that's a slide. It just gave me another golden spatula? I'm so confused. Like, I have 3 of them already. Look for a plus sign. I don't think there was one. Is it just now giving me the introduction because it didn't do it earlier? I think it is. What the fuck? Okay, that's a bit of a glitch if I've ever seen one. Stroke of his tail.
Just my side.
Okay. Wonder. Guess it's just a sock anyway. Still, that first area was so small. It just gave me like 3 freebies.
Ahoy there, Mr. Squidward! Swab the poop deck!
Yes, hilarious. Don't you have a platinum whisk to get?
That's golden spatula.
Whatever. There's one up there.
I mean, the platforming's not too bad for this level, but if I'm gonna be entirely honest, this level's just lacking character. There's a bus stop. Assuming it wants me to go back now.
Flying squirrel coming through. Howdy, Squidward.
So much for peace and quiet.
So he's a dick to everybody, good to know. I guess I can get the sock in the starting area. It wants me to destroy 4 cannons. I'm assuming those are on the ship.
Well, I suppose it'll make Patrick happy. A little oil doesn't scare me. I'm from Texas.
That might be the most Texas thing I've ever heard. Gotta admit though, like, even though this level's a little off, it's still fun. It's just, you can tell, like, this is technically, if you go by the count of spatulas you need to access the collectibles you need to get to each level, this is technically the second only to the final level. And the final level is just a boss fight, I think. It's a little weird that this level just feels kind of dead.
That's for messing with Texas.
Oh, her rope just insta-kills the trip. I guess that makes sense, because it's kind of hard.
Someone better make good use of all these.
You've just met the Sponginator. I love opening presents.
Oh, now it does want me to turn to her for real now. I like how it tells you to just press it instead of hold it.
Let's go, little pest. Okay, well, that's better. Toasted tiki Texas style.
I guess this part isn't too bad. It's trying to push for the 2 characters to alternate between one another. Oh, wait a sec. Night, love ya. Let's see.
There's nothing like the smell of bubbles in the morning. Smells like victory. Say hello to my little bubble friend.
He's dead.
Too pretty. Can't take it.
I don't. Also, what did that clam even do? PB.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
What are you up to? I'm trying to beat this game. I've got this level and then the final boss fight left, and I think I'm done. He is apparently, as he says, at work. No. Well, if he is playing, he just won't have a mic, but yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what he did. Yeah. But I don't know how well that's going or whatever. He's been pretty much at, see, it's weird because, like, most of the time he just doesn't fucking work, but, like, the shifts they do give him are, like, 12-hour shifts. I think this is the first time where he's had a back-to-back, like, work schedule. Probably, but if you think about it, he only gets, like, I want to say, if he's lucky, 12 hours a week. Yeah, but if we're gonna be honest here, like, anything is better than 0. Yeah. God fucking damn it.
SpongeBob to mission control. The launch is a go.
Also fair. You should work at a Tractor Supply, dude. Those things pay good. That blows. That blows. Yeah, they just gave everybody $10 an hour if you just started. And then everybody else who's already been with the company got a $1 raise. $10 an hour? Starting pay? Well. Well, it's probably adjusted, so I'm assuming in your area, what's the average pay? Because you live in a city, don't you? Because then it's different. So I'm assuming it'd probably... I'm assuming it'd be like 11 or 12, though.
Pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
Just average, or just put the average dollar per hour wage.
Swab the poop deck. Arr, arr, arr. Yes, well, it's a good one though, eh?
Oh, sure is.
Here's what you need to do. Destroy all the power generators on the robot ship. Once the power is off, you'll be able to shoot the Dutchman's cannons to destroy the robot ship.
Cannon do, Mr. Krabs.
If that doesn't work, just do average pay, because salary and pay are different. So average pay is usually dollars per hour. So
Opening presents. Oh, sparkly. Fresh like a spring breeze.
for where you live? Where the fuck do you live, PB? Go fuck yourself.
Feel like a new sponge.
That must mean the cost of living in the area you're in is fucking ridiculous. Whereas...
Coming at ya.
Well, there you go.
Another find for Patrick. Solo Papa.
Am I breathing hard? No, I shouldn't be. I might have a runny nose. I was also lying on my back, so. That could be it.
There's nothing like the smell of bubbles in the morning. Smells like victory.
Yeah.
You're messing with Texas. Feeling refreshed.
Could be. I'm trying to beat this game, not to be a dick or anything. An alt account? Are you actually gonna smurf? Don't tell Sean that. He'll fucking get mad at you. That's fair. He just gets he gets really upset about like two things. It's like smurfing and what's the other one? People carrying you if they're higher level than you in games.
Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt, 3 years running. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. Yeah, when I'm talking about carried, it's less about the skill level, but it's more a lot like games with level differences. Like Borderlands. Yeah. Yeah, he's not so hard on it with Borderlands 3 because he really didn't give a shit. And they did add like competition and cooperation modes, so like those helped. Yeah, well, yeah, even if you're different. But like Borderlands 2, he's really fucking bad about that shit. That's fair. Yeah, you're missing a fuck ton. Especially with Borderlands 2, because it has so many goddamn DLCs. Can't blame you for that. Oh. That's fair. Also fair. Most of the female characters have a pretty shit hitbox in that game, if I'm going to be completely honest. Although it has gotten better with the new update. Except for Ash. Ash is still inconsistent as fuck. Because they'll never fix her. Also fair.
This is where the real action is.
I don't remember.
defeated the robots.
That you did! But now that I look at it, I think I'll keep this golden spatula. It's so nice and shiny. It reminds me of my first barrel.
It's been fine.
What about our deal?
Ah, never make a deal with a ghost. Deals don't mean anything to me. Except for that great deal I got on a butter churn back in 1873. What a prize, I tell you. Nothing beats creamy hand-churned butter.
Wait just a cotton-picking minute, Butter Boy. We did all that stuff, and you're backing out like a sea weasel.
Sea weasel? Ah, them's fighting words. If you want this gold thingy so bad, come and get it.
You're on.
You thoughts? I have. I'm just curious of what the context is.
Ew. Can't believe I'm wearing SpongeBob's underwear. An ass charge. Had enough, you dirty ghost?
Dirty? I'll have you know this jacket has been cleaned twice.
Everyone stop fighting! I think I have an idea!
Here you go.
Oh, it looks like my ship. It's even got all the little moons and lies. How thoughtful. All right, you little rapscallions. Here's the golden spatula.
Yeah, I can still hear you. The worst person I've ever met. Probably, honestly, I'd have to say most of Bryce's friends. Dude, no, it's bad. Both. Racist and weird. Like, my brother's introduction to his friends has been, he's like, oh, my friend Zombie's a great guy. Literally, I'm streaming, the dude says the N-word, and I'm like, he doesn't say it once, by the way, he says it multiple times. No, he said it a bunch. He introduces me to another friend, called Novus. And my first introduction to her is her sister getting drunk and beating the shit out of her in the background. Yeah, so then we're playing Left 4 Dead, and then like the sister's like sitting there bringing up like dumb shit. She's drunk and she's saying stupid shit, and I'm just getting irritated. I'm just like, fuck it, you know? I'm just like, I can't enjoy my time. So she's like, fuck you, you nerds, and a bunch of other shit. And I was just like, you're annoying the shit out of me. And she's like, she brings up like her parents dying and a bunch of other weird shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So okay, so basically what happened is like her name was stupid, I think. So like I was like, who the fuck names their kid that? Just giving her shit, you know, because she was giving no shit. And she's like, my parents, and they're dead or whatever, and she like threw a fit. And then like I was like, oh, and I like made the joke of like, man, your parents must not have loved you before I realized that. So then like she lost her shit. She's like, don't you say anything about my parents not loving you or whatever. She's turned into a fucking psycho, and Bryce is like, oh god damn it.
They serve food here, yes, but they don't serve love.
I'm like, well, your friends are weird. And he's like, I never said my friends were weird.
Running amok through Bikini Bottom, and then stop. This has been a...
You don't have as much restraint as me.
Look at that guy. That big square head and those short shorts. That's the most hideous thing I've ever seen.
Wait, that hideous thing looks like me.
I always knew SpongeBob would be the death of me.
Jumpin' jelly beans? A robot SpongeBob.
There's definitely something funny going on here. And I don't mean you. Something else funny. Oh, Plankton! You're behind all this, aren't you?
Yes, yes, it was me all the time. Behold, the Duplicatotron. I registered the name, so don't even think of ripping me off. With this, I can
It's just personality, probably, or something.
I was going to make an army of loyal robots that would obey my every command.
But they're running amok!
I forgot to set the switch to obey Plankton. Ugh. But now that Daddy's home, I can fix that. What's wrong now? It should be working. It is working. They're obeying me. I knew I should have made a copy of
But Bryce's fucking friends are fucking stupid, and every one of them is fucking retarded. No, they're fine, although I think you have more problems with your friends than I do.
That's Patrick, Sandy.
Enough. Prepare to meet your doom.
Like, almost every introduction I've had to your friends, by the way, has been like, yeah, that's my friend, but fuck that guy, you know?
It looks like SpongeBob has an opportunity here. That's the ticket.
Who's a dickhead?
Oh, I can't watch. Okay, maybe just a little. Suck it to
Yeah.
him, SpongeBob. And the robot is down. Oh, I can't watch. Okay, maybe just a little. It looks like SpongeBob has an opportunity here. That's the ticket. It looks like SpongeBob has an opportunity here. That's the ticket.
But there was another friend that you were upset about.
It looks like SpongeBob has an opportunity here.
I don't remember, but X wasn't the only one, because you literally did that like 2 times in a row.
Oh, I can't watch. Okay, maybe just a little. It looks like SpongeBob has an opportunity here. Suck it to him, SpongeBob.
Oh no, it's fine. It annoys me when people...
The robot's just too big for a direct attack like that. Ow!
Sorry, I'm fighting the final boss right now. I was just like, fuck it, you know, I'm missing like one single collectible, and then I gotta go back and get like minor collectibles. Can I not skip this? There it is. Robot SpongeBob, who's got a robot Plankton with him. That might have been him then. Yeah. I like Sushi Cat.
Fresh like a spring breeze. Coming at ya. I feel like a new sponge.
That's pretty fucking stupid. I'll tell you right now. Honestly, I think they should both go to jail for fucking putting a kid in the world, being that irresponsible. Bitch fucking ass. Also, what the fuck are their parents doing?
Fresh like a spring breeze. I feel like a new sponge.
So basically what it sounds like to me is your one old friend was a beta male who knocked someone up because he's a beta male.
Say hello to my little bubble friend.
Jesus. That kind of pisses me off.
Fresh like a spring breeze.
Yeah, I mean, at least it ain't your life.
SpongeBob to mission control. The launch is a go.
No! You don'ts are destroying my beautiful bride! We were supposed to get married next week.
Did he say Mary?
I'll repair you, baby.
I'm shrinking!
No, Patrick. I think the robot is getting bigger.
SpongeBob, he just flew into your head!
Well, then I'm going to follow him into my head. I mean, into my robot version's head.
Is he?
Like my head, but bigger and more metallic.
Will you go already?
Here I come, robot plankton.
This is just getting too weird for me.
See, sometimes he tells me he's at his job, but with the hours he tells me he actually works, what I think he does is, I think he goes and hangs out with the people, but he's not actually fucking working, you know what I mean? Yeah, except he doesn't get enough hours to make any fucking money, that's why he never has it again. Oh, fuck. I love him to death, but I wish he'd go full-time with it. What? Yeah. See, with you, you don't necessarily have to get a job, but Sean helps pay his mom's rent and a bunch of other shit. Yeah, no, so Sean technically needs to work full-time in order for him to have spendable money. But the problem is he's only working part-time, so all his money goes towards, like, helping his mom out and stuff, which is great and all, but I keep telling him he should go full-time, but he doesn't want to stop working where he's at, because he does like it, but it's not sustainable. The only reason it is at the current moment is because he lives with his mom. I don't live with my parents. There you go.
Pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
Those can sometimes be the worst. Pretty sure in the Old Testament there's a fucking phrase about like how much you can beat your wife or some shit. fair.
Say hello to my little bubble friend.
Yeah. That's probably fair. Normally it's like a whole package deal type thing where like if one of us is on, usually the other two is. Although like whenever you like kind of took your break and stuff, Sean and me talk quite a bit. Like me and Sean are close, but we're two very different people. And Sean is very emotional and I am not. So like he's also very empathetic to people who, if it was me, I wouldn't handle the same things the same way because I don't agree with it. So for instance, like he gives people the chance to fuck him over where I do not. But he gets upset when he gives people the chance to fuck him over because he's really nice to people that he himself is aware are probably gonna fuck him over in the end. But he still makes the decision consciously to help them. Which is why I'm very, how do I say this? I'm very irritated, especially when he like tries to talk to, because I'm gonna be honest, every girl he's liked has been a dumb fucking bimbo. And I told him that like that girl was using him. Oh yeah, I'm older than all of you guys. I'm about to turn 23 this month.
SpongeBob, you did it!
What'd he do?
What? Oh, yeah. All my plans ruined. That does it. I'm becoming
Virtual
a lawyer.
profile.
You haven't defeated me yet. I still have lots of robots all over Bikini Bottom. I'll summon them all, and then we'll see. Uh-oh. I'll destroy you. You'll destroy me. I'll destroy you. I'll destroy you twice as hard. Oh yeah? I'll destroy you +1. Well, I'll destroy you plus infinity.
Here's Slade and Logan.
Who are you calling stupid? I went to community college, you oversized coffee grinder. Oh yeah? I'll show you. Come here and fight like a mob.
Honestly,
I hope you
like
learned your
them
lesson.
and
Oh, I certainly did.
fucking Josiah all have something all in common. They're all fucking simps.
Ouch! We won! Who wants to get ice cream?
I do.
Need I remind
Yeah.
you all that there are still robots out there making a mess of Bikini Bottom?
Sandy is
You're
right.
kind of like me. You're a little bit emotionless, but you're in the fine line between me and Sean, and Ryan, and I am the fine line between you and Ryan. And Ryan is at times a very emotional bastard.
Can't rest until Bikini Bottom is safe.
Ryan's emotionless as fuck. Stealth skies. When I beat this game, and I was like, I'm either gonna beat this on the 1 hour mark or the 2 hour mark, and I beat it on the 1 hour mark.
Roll the sponge.
I think I will here in a bit.
Too pretty. Can't take it.
Yeah, no, fucking. The one thing I do like about you, PB. Oh, your mic's turning into a fucking helicarrier. Yeah, a lot better. Yeah, the one thing I like about you, PB, I was gonna say, was you're very much like me in my sense of humor and personality, whereas Sean has nothing in common with me with personality, but he's like me in sense of humor. Means when you don't have a similar personality as someone, sometimes it can be completely backwards from someone else, and it's hard to get along or see things differently. And I feel like with viewpoints, me and Sean are on opposite ends most of the time. Yeah, like I don't like not political, more of like decisions made in life. Like I said, he's more empathetic, and I just don't give a shit. So like for instance, Sean's talking to these girls that fuck him over every now and then and whatever, and I'm like, dude, why do you even give that a chance? Tell them to fucking leave you alone. You're playing video games with your friends, and like he doesn't even consider the possibility, whereas I would fucking do it without a fucking moment's hesitation. Yeah, he doesn't do that. Oh yeah. He can't. Like I'll tell him exactly how something will work out. He won't believe me, then it happens, and instead of being like, "Man, you were right," he just goes, "Well, that sucked." Or that, yeah. But no, me and Sean get along fine. Generally, it's just like I get annoyed very easily when like I get constant interruptions. Like the one thing he does that pisses me the fuck off more than else is whenever he stops playing video games to talk to someone he doesn't even fucking like for 2 hours because he's being nice, which completely makes playing the video games awful because you can't talk to someone. Yeah, I know he does, and it is the one thing he does that annoys the absolute shit out of me. Like he's like, let's play Friday the 13th, so we start playing it and we got to talk to each other to fucking communicate and succeed. And for like, I shit you not, an hour and a half, he was on the phone with this bitch and didn't say a fucking word. And it was so bad, I literally was about to shut my Xbox off. Yeah. He does that to people he fucking hates, and it annoys the fuck out of me. Because I think it's rude. He's like, he's very empathetic, but at the same time, like, he's also insensitive with shit like that, because he's like, I don't want to be rude to them, but he's being a dick to you. That's the only problem I ever had with him. But like with Josiah and everybody else, like Josiah was a fucking simp, and Josiah's a fucking opinionated fuck, and he's kind of two-faced. I got tired of his shit, and literally every time he got on, it was him and Sean talking shit on each other. And the main reason I'm mad at fucking Josiah is when Sean got his shit together and knocked his stuff off. Because if you tell Sean, it's like, knock it off or I'm fucking done, he'll do it. If you give him an ultimatum, he'll make a decision. And Josiah acted like he was gonna do it too, but he fucking didn't. And basically, then he pulled that shit, and then Josiah acted like we were best friends and that I owed him everything to do with my life, and I was like, you're a fucking psychopath, and then we just stopped talking. Yeah, well, and then with Logan and Slade, it was they didn't like me from the fucking beginning, and my introduction was through Steven, who was the biggest simp known to man, and I shit you not, he's such a simp that he tries to cheat on his girlfriend with women he's never met on Facebook. That's the kind of simp of a human being I'm talking about. He's a fucking piece of shit, and one of the reasons... Yeah, no, you're fine. But, yeah, no, they pulled a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, well, I mean, it was like, you would always pop in my streams and be like, can I play with you guys? And I was like, well, you should be, and then they'd mute themselves and talk shit on you. But here's the thing, like, I love Sean to death, but Sean's a pussy when it comes to fucking... Yeah, that's one of the things that pisses me off, is like, he had a chance to fucking call people out, and he just doesn't do it, because when he's in a group, he does the group consensus, because, I'm gonna be honest, Sean's a follower, he ain't a leader.
Rollerific.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine. But no, it's just, so, like, honestly, and this is one of the things about Sean, is, like, literally when Logan and Slade were out of the picture, Sean was a completely different human being, and I'm like, dude, it's funny how much you've grown when you cut out the parasites in your life. And he goes, wow, really? I was like, yep. But yeah, no, Logan and Slade fucking burned the bridge. Josiah was a fucking nut job in disguise and two-faced as fuck. You've never done me wrong. I think a lot of it is just like, I have no patience for people with motherfucking egos. And don't get me wrong, Sean has an ego, but if you call it out, he fucking corrects himself. Logan, Slade, and Josiah never fucking corrected themselves, and it was like fucking talking to someone who believed they were on a pedestal like God, when really they were your fucking average McDonald's worker. And that was fucking annoying. And then they always thought they were better than themselves. They always thought their views and political ideas were better. And here's the thing, you and me are similar in the fact of, like, we don't have political sides, but you're more of the lines of, like, I don't give a shit. I'm more of the lines of, I'll tell you how you're both fucking wrong, and I don't give a shit. So shut the fuck up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically. So yeah, that's essentially how it's been. Every now and then. Yeah. Yeah. And that's perfectly fine. But no, it's just shit like that. It just annoys the fuck out of me, and that's why I've cut them out of my lives. And my brother annoys the fuck out of me because he's got friends that are literally just as annoying as Logan and Slade. My brother's also kind of a fucking human piece of shit. Sorry, but not sorry. I mean, he's as a human being. But no, he's got a fucking, my brother's got the biggest fucking ego in the world, and one of the things that pisses me off is when people need to call him the fuck out. You know, like, I'll give Josiah some credit. Josiah would call Bryce out on his fucking shit, and Bryce hated him. But Josiah also got super hate bonery with the way he talked about fucking Bryce. So it was like, one, you're right, but two, just fucking calm the fuck down. But Sean always, like, backs Bryce up, because Bryce is always like, oh man, you're doing great, and Bryce, like, strokes his fucking ego. And I'm like, Jesus, suck each other fucking off. Yeah, exactly. Bryce doesn't have actual friends, like in real life. All of his friends have stabbed him in the back or fucked him over, and the few friends he does have are through family and, like, family friends. So, like, he always tries to fucking kick me down and fuck me over, and it gets annoying, but he's still my brother, you know, so I put up with him. But, like, there are times where, like, recently he told everybody that I was fat and lazy, and I was like, dude, my job, which I've been working for 3 fucking weeks plus, I've literally had to move more than 100 bags a day, each at least 50 pounds. I'm like, I'm not fucking fat, and I don't get out of breath easily. And he's like, yeah, bullshit. So then I make fun of the fact that he's got psoriasis and fucking eczema, and he throws a fit, and he's like, no, and I'm like, you can dish it out, but you can't fucking take it, pussy. And, like, here's the thing, he's got his two best Xbox, yeah, and his 2 best friends on Xbox, which is Sarah and Unholy, call him out on his shit, and they're not blind to it either. But in real life, man, he only becomes friends with people who believe this stupid shit, and it's annoying. And my brother lies to everybody. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah.
I love opening presents.
Yeah, and Yeah. And all of this, yeah, you need someone to rein you in. Because we'll tell you if you're fucking up and pushing it a little too far. But no, he chooses friends that are like pussies. Like every friend he's ever had have been like pussies or like really weird kids. So like all of them either end up stabbing him in the back or growing the fuck up and realizing that he's a fucking bitch. And here's the thing, I love my brother, but at the same time, this is a quote from his own biological mother. That kid's fucked, and if he can't figure out what the fuck to do with his life and come up with $600 to pay off his college, he's never going to finish college or amount to anything in life. Because Bryce tells everybody, well, yeah, because she has financial aid through him, or he has it through her. Well, but no, it's funny because my brother lies and tells everybody, and this is one thing that pisses me off. I don't like my mom, but she does help my brother, so I can give her some credit there. The thing that pisses me off is Bryce tells everybody that he does all this shit on his own, like pays his fucking rent and does all this. My brother lives on his own, but my mom has paid for almost all of it. I think he's paid, what, 2 months now? But he won't tell anybody that, like, and it's just like, dude, just own up. Just fucking own up. Don't fucking make lies. And like, his mom found out about it and she got really fucking pissed off. And like, she's not about like weed and shit. And she's like, if you're gonna smoke weed, don't do it in my fucking house or whatever. And she has Bryce house sitter. First thing he fucking does, smoke weed in her fucking house around her fucking dogs and get her dogs high. And he was yeah. It's like, god damn it, it's, I don't know what it is, I just can't remember what it's called. I know what you're talking about, yeah. 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 See, and PB, the big thing with me and my brother that really pisses me off is my brother is a liar, a cheat, a sneak, and he'd fucked over family before he'd fuck over anyone else. And my biggest problem with him is, like I said, I come from a family that's kind of divided, and I was beaten as a fucking kid because my mom and my stepdad's firstborn child died. And in order to cope with that, they decided to take all their anger and aggression out on me. I don't agree with it, and it pissed me off. But my brother, who likes to be the center of attention, told everybody that he got the worst end of it, and tells everybody that I never had anything bad happen to me as a child. And I left my hometown for 6 years, and my brother ruined, and my mother ruined every friendship I had gained through 16 years of life. So, yeah, I'm gonna tell you now, pretty fucked up. But they'll never admit to it. They don't. Oh, my mom's admitted to it, but still, like, it's whatever. And it's one of those things where, like, he doesn't get checked in, and if he doesn't get checked in, he's allowed to go and do dumb shit. And it's annoying as fuck. And I just get sick of it. And like, the other day he was like claiming like I was fat and that's why he could kick my ass and a bunch of other shit. I'm like, I will fucking kill you. And two, he was calling me lazy and shit. I'm like, you haven't had a job in God knows how long. He's like, well, I'm looking for one. And I'm like, yeah, and I remember when I didn't have a job and you were fucking destroying my self-confidence. And I was like, I make one comment and you're fucking throwing a bitch fit. So he's a fucking idiot. And Yeah, but no, I will admit, PB, you and Sean as friends have never really done me wrong. And usually that, but I mean, you've never really like fucking just been like, fuck you, you know what I mean? A joke, yeah. But no, it's...
Well, Sponge, here's your... I don't...
Yeah, so, like, that's all cool and dandy. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Sponge, here's...
Yeah. Yeah, and so basically, it's all good. Like, the only problems I think I've ever had with Sean is just like I said, he gets too emotional, and the one thing he does with fucking phone calls. That's literally all I can say. God. Well, he's a Debbie Downer because he suffers from fucking depression, and sometimes he just doesn't vent that shit correctly. Yeah. Yeah, but his depression is more comparable to bipolarism than actual depression, if that makes sense. Yeah, different kind of thing. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I have it too, but yeah, no, it's essentially, that's all been good, but like, Steven, Josiah, Logan, and Slade all fucked me over, but like the only one I even remotely trusted was Josiah, so like I really didn't give a fuck. But the only reason I stayed even remotely friends or talked to them was because Sean was too big of a bitch to stand up for himself at the time being. And it wasn't until like they did a lot of fucked up things to me that he finally was like, I should probably do something. That was pretty far down the line. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that annoys me too, because like, I was the only one who was bringing shit up with you, and then everybody muted themselves, and I'm sorry, but him included.
Boy, Patrick will be glad to have this
Not,
back.
not that he doubted it or anything, but like, it's just whatever. Just be aware of things, you know, and call people out on their bullshit. That's all I ask. Yeah. I don't know how it is. There's that, and then like he does have this inconsistency where like people join and you're like, oh, you know this guy. If he's in a bad mood, dude, he's just like, I don't want fucking anyone joining the party. I don't want fucking shit. And like that's all you're gonna fucking hear from him. Like when he gets upset, dude, he throws a fucking fit. And sometimes I just want to leave the party. But other than that, I mean, like I said, he's not a bad friend. It's just goddamn having to read that shit sometimes and having to cope with it. It's fucking annoying. But no, you guys have never done me wrong, friend-wise. Like, and keep in mind, I'm saying all this, but me and Sean have talked about this, and I've specifically told him this shit. Like, like I said, I call him out on his bullshit, and vice versa. So this isn't like oh, we're saying things or anything behind his back. It's more along the lines of like, these are just things that annoy me, but I've already told him, so it's not like it's a big fucking deal. I mean, yeah, I mean, it is old. I feel like if you do bring it up, there's a time and a place for it. I don't think it's anytime soon. See, because here's the thing, he gauges his friendships, and this is another thing that's just really weird, and I've talked to him about this. He gauges his friendships on how often you show up in parties. If you vanish for a month, you're basically like dead to him sometimes. Not so much you, but just generalizing, you know? Yeah, he's very specific about that kind of shit. It's so annoying. All you have to do is just call him out on that shit, and it normally sets him straight. But if you don't, it only gets worse. That's fair. That's also fair. And I appreciate that. But yeah, no, I like playing with you and Sean, and like I said, I've got my cousin Ryan, I've got other Ryan, I've got a buddy named Garrett, and then like he's got his buddies from work that I'm fine playing with too. They're pretty funny. And I don't mind playing with my brother, but like my brother's friends, there are very few that I enjoy, and Unholy and Sarah are pretty much the only two that aren't complete human garbage. But no, it's just the way things have been and stuff. But I think I'm gonna swap over games. So give me one sec.